Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Melinda. So in today's video, I'm going to be doing this no makeup look. I already have it on right now. If you can tell, I'm not sure. But I did use all drugstore products for this look, and it's fairly simple and it is very long wearing. All the products that I use today are some of my absolute favorites, and I use them almost every single day. So if you're interested in seeing how I got this look, then just keep watching. So to start, I'm going to be using this L'Oreal Anti-Redness Color Correcting Primer, and I'm just going to be putting this onto my cheeks. If you don't know, green cancels out red, so this is perfect if you have any red discoloration. And I just want it to be said, I don't think that just because you do have discoloration on your cheeks, or maybe acne scarring or rosacea or whatever it is, that still doesn't mean that you need to wear makeup. Like, I more often than not actually don't wear makeup, but I just wanted to make this video in case you do want to wear makeup, but you still don't want it to look like you're wearing a ton of makeup, and just to where it's like really cakey and uncomfortable. So now for foundation, I'm going to be going in with the Milani Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1 Foundation and Concealer. This is my absolute favorite foundation. It's amazing, it's drugstore, and it's extremely long wearing, so I highly recommend this. But this is it. Sorry, this is in the shade 05 Warm Beige. And I'm just going to pump this on the back of my hand, and then I'm going to take my Morphe foundation brush and just start buffing this into my skin. I will say this is a little bit of a thicker foundation, so if you want to sheer it out, you can. But I actually like the thickness because I feel like it adds to the coverage, and again, that's kind of what I'm going for since my skin isn't completely flawless to begin with. If you don't have as much to cover though, definitely feel free to just go in with a concealer. I do try not to put too much foundation in this area because I do wear glasses, and so I don't want my foundation to cake up around where the little nose piece is. And I'm just kind of starting with a little bit of foundation at a time and then building it up as needed, because with this look you do want to use as little product as possible, and make sure to blend it on your jawline and into your neck. Alright, so now that we have our base down, I am going to use concealer, but for my concealer, I actually use a foundation, which I know is kind of weird, but my under eyes crease extremely badly, and this foundation, it's a Physicians Formula, the Healthy Foundation. It's one of the few things that I can actually put under my under eyes that doesn't crease. And if you want it to look like you're not wearing makeup, you definitely want to use something that won't crease on you, because that, if it's like getting really cakey in your under eyes, that's definitely going to give you away that you have makeup on. So I do just use the tiniest little bit of this. If you do have dark circles though, you can always go in with a color corrector or just whatever concealer works best for you. This is just my personal preference. And I do like to blend it out with my finger because I get the most natural look with it that way. And I'm kind of taking it down onto my cheek area just to make sure that it's blended out into my foundation, and then I'm not going to have any harsh lines. And this shade is a good bit darker than my foundation shade, so that's just going to help brighten up my eyes and make me look more awake. Now I'm going to take a little bit more and put it on my eyelids just to get rid of any discoloration and redness that are on my eyelids. I always go over everything one last time and blend it all out before I set it. So I'm not going to set my entire face, I'm just going to set my under eyes, and for that I'm going to use the RCMA No Color Powder. This also isn't at your drugstore, but I do believe that it's pretty affordable. And I'm going to really tap off my brush. I have it in a different container, by the way, but I tap off my brush a bunch and then just set it with the tiniest bit of powder, because I feel like powder is, especially on, because I feel like powder is a really quick way to make your makeup look heavy, at least for my skin. I do have dry skin, So I really like to avoid powder as much as possible. And that's all I'm going to set. I'm not going to set my whole face. I don't feel that I need to with this foundation, and it will still last me like 8 hours. So I get really good wear time out of that. So next, I am going to go straight in with highlighter. I'm not going to do any bronzer. You totally can if you want to, but I do want it to seem as natural as possible. So I don't want to have a bunch of stuff going on my face. So, oh, sorry. For highlight, I'm going to be using the ColourPop Super Shock Cheek in the shade On the Cusp. I believe this was a Kathleen Lights collab. I love this highlighter. It's so beautiful. I do have a little bit of a tan right now. When I'm not tan, I use Flexitarian, and that one's really awesome too. If you don't care to keep it drugstore though, I highly recommend the Becca cream highlighters. They're super good. But these are amazing. These are definitely my everyday highlighters. Like, they're so good. So I'm just putting that all on my cheekbone, and then I actually take it up into my brow. I'm going to put a little bit on the tip of my nose and a little bit on my Cupid's bow. And then just going over all that with a clean finger. I use my ring finger to apply it. I'm going to use my middle finger to kind of blend over that and make sure we don't have any harsh lines, because with a no makeup look, you definitely want to make sure everything's extremely blended. For brows, I do have pretty full brows, so I'm not going to do much. If you need a little bit more help with your brows, feel free to do that, obviously. But I'm just going to use the Essence Make Me Brow in the shade Brownie Browns. This is a brow gel, so it's just going to add a little bit of color to my brows. And that's all I'm doing for my brows. Now for eyelashes, you can definitely apply mascara if you want to. I'm not going to do that though, because I feel like mascara for me on my eyelashes gives it away that I'm wearing makeup. So I'm going to use this trick that I actually saw Snitchery do. She's on YouTube, but she just takes her mascara wand and just touches it to the base of her lashes and just wiggles it just a little bit. I actually got some in my lashes, but you want to avoid the length of your lashes and just apply it right to the base. And that's just basically going to give you a little bit of depth and dimension to your eyes without actually getting like clumpy lashes, basically. Oh, for that I'm using the L'Oreal Voluminous Original. Sorry, I know I have like this giant mirror. So I'm just holding it right at the base and then just blinking slightly. Okay, so I don't know if you can tell on camera, but I do feel like that gave me a subtle difference in person. Now I'm just going to take my fingers and take off the mascara that got further on my lashes where I didn't want it to be. Okay, so I got a little bit of mascara down here. I'm not sure if you can see it, but I'm going to leave that, let it dry, and then I'll flake it off later so I don't smear it all over the place. So now for lips, you want to take a lip pencil that is as close to your natural lip color as possible. I'm going to be using the Milani Color Statement Lip Liner in the shade 03 Nude. So I'm just going to take this and I'm going to overline, well, not even really overline my lips, just go right to the very outside line. This is just going to add a little bit of definition. This does have more of a pinky undertone, so if you don't want that, don't use this one, but I really love a pinky nude. And now I'm just going to take my finger and kind of diffuse that a little bit. And lastly, this is our very last step, I'm going to go in with the NYX Butter Gloss in the shade Fortune Cookie. So these are really awesome. They just help to kind of even out the color and fill in any cracks in your lips, I guess. I have really dry lips. I really like these. Okay, and that completes this look. If you want to, you can definitely use a setting spray. I really love the Morphe setting spray, but you could also use a setting spray that would make your makeup last longer. But definitely try this foundation on its own first, because I found that I don't need a setting spray or to set it or anything for it to last an extremely long time. So again, I highly recommend that foundation. It's really awesome. I definitely love wearing this makeup when I'm in a hurry and I don't want to have a ton of makeup on my face, but I want to kind of just wear a little bit, you know, like some days you're not in the mood to sit down and spend like 30 minutes on your makeup and you just want to put a little bit on. Okay guys, and this is the completed look. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, definitely give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you want to, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.